Al Franken was elected to the Senate in 2008 in Minnesota. That election had enormous consequences. He won after an 8-month legal battle, 312 vote margin. He was seated as the 60th Democrat in the Senate. That became the 60th vote for Obamacare. They had to have 60 votes to break the filibuster against Obamacare. We would not have Obamacare without Al Franken's vote. We now learn, months and months after he voted for Obamacare, by a group called Minnesota Majority, a watchdog group, irrefutable evidence that 1,100 felons voted in that election. Now, we can't be sure how they voted, but when Fox News interviewed a bunch of them, 9 out of 10 said Al Franken. When felons registered to vote by party in most of the states where they can, it's 80% vote for register with a certain party. So we can be fairly certain that Al Franken won on the basis of illegal felon voting. Now,
so Franken got the felon vote.
Well, he got enough to, I think, illegal felon vote. He got enough to overcome his vote deficit on Election Day. Now, what we learned since then is a lot of prosecutions were launched against those people. They couldn't prosecute anyone who said, I made a mistake, because you have to prove intent to commit the crime. They only could prosecute people who were dumb enough to say, I not only knew I couldn't vote, I voted anyway, and what's it to you, copper? Well, 200 people have already been convicted illegally of voting in the Franken election of a felony. 66 more in the pipeline, dozens more are being investigated. We could end up with more people convicted illegally of voting in that election than the margin of victory. Now, where do we get back to prosecutions? This is a felony, vote fraud. The people confessed, basically. They confessed they knew they were doing wrong. Do you know what the average penalty was?
No, what was the average penalty?
$50 fine, 3 hours community service.
Should it be higher?
What do you think?
I'm asking you.
I think it's preposterous that we treat a felony so lightly.
What should it be?
Well, federal statutes say it's imprisonment and a large fine, because voter fraud undermines our democracy, it reduces the integrity of our elections.
How much imprisonment?
Well, I think the federal line, it could be up to 5 years. Now, almost no one gets that, but it should be treated more seriously than a $50 fine.
So what you're basically saying is the reason we have growing voter fraud is because
we don't take it seriously enough.
It's like getting a parking ticket.
Well, look, it's even worse than that. You know, we all carry currency in our wallet, Mallory. We take a lot of time and energy to make sure there's not counterfeit currency. The main job of the Secret Service is to protect not the president, but to protect our currency. So we spend billions and billions of dollars to make sure our currency is honest. We should protect the currency of our democracy, which is the vote, at least as carefully, and we don't do nearly as much.
Wow. John Fund, author of Who's Counting? Great book. It is a must-read.